Hello, this is the Cobra MX51S80V, which is a 20-inch self-propelled battery-powered mower. And this is how it arrives with you in this sturdy box like this. So what we're going to do is to undo the box, take everything out, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to put it together so you can start mowing your lawn. So here you see everything that's in the box. We've got the mower, we've got the grass collection box, a few little fittings there, and the batteries and the chargers. You get two batteries, both 40 volt each, which combined give you the 80 volts, and two fast chargers, so you can charge both batteries at the same time, so your downtime from mowing is minimal. So a little bit of assembly to put it together. First thing we're going to do with the mower is to put the handlebar assembly up. This is how we've lifted it out of the box. I'm going to start by taking off these red knobs here and the bolt that goes through. All right, it will all become clear when I've taken them off. So we're going to take those off and just pop those just out of the way. Just spin off really quickly. Okay, now if the black inserts come out with the bolt, we need to make sure that they go back in. So it's just a case of putting those back into the hole like that, just lining it up and make sure that fits in. So we're going to do that on both sides. If we don't, that will slide off when we start to assemble the handlebars. Now, just a little tip when we're putting the handlebars in position, for packaging they've been twisted round, so if we just try to lift them up it gets all a bit complicated. So if you stand at the back like this and lift it up, you can see there that the wires here are crossed, and that's wrong. So we've got to uncross them by doing that, and you can see then that now the wires are parallel like that. And it helps if you've got somebody then just to give you a hand with this. So Gareth, if you could assist please. So we're just going to fold down the handlebar like that, and then that sits there. So the bolt goes from the outside inwards through that black insert that we just put back into place, and that will lock into position like that. And then it's a case, if I can just lean across and get our red end to it. There's just one bolt each side, so it's really simple. So get that nice and tight, and then we can put the other one on there. Thank you, Gareth. Spin that round. And then again, just tighten that up, and you'll see it just pinching everything together. So I want it nice and tight like that. That's the main part of the assembly for the handle. And then this piece here, what you've got to make sure is before we tighten anything, make sure that none of the cables get trapped in there. That's really important. And then to tighten those, it's just a case of lift the lever up and snap it into place. So that's already been assembled. We can adjust that when we're mowing. If we find that that's too high, we can slacken it off, rotate it down a little bit and relock it. So very simple to get the handlebar construction into position. Next, we need to make sure that the mowing box here, the collection box, is ready to fit, and all we need to do with this is to fit the handle on there. So very simple. This is the handle. It only fits one way. What it does is goes into the back like that to lock it into position. As you can see there is a screw hole. So all you need for this model is a screwdriver. Screw there in the base. Now this is a self tapper, so it's going to cut through the plastic. So what I find helps is to actually start that off and actually get it so it's through the other side. It's going to screw into this hole there. So by letting it come through a little bit, you can actually just locate that onto the screw, and then you can finish tightening it to hold it securely in place. So that's nice and firm, as you can see. So that's ready to go on the mower. Before we start the mower, of course, we need to get the batteries ready. And as I mentioned, this mower comes with two batteries, two 40 volt batteries. So they both need taken out of the packaging. There's one, a nice chunky battery. Also comes complete with the instructions there, just to give you some tips on keeping your battery in good condition and everything you need to know about it. And as well as the two 40 volt batteries, you also get two fast chargers. Now you might think, why do we need two? We can cope with one. Well, this means you can charge both batteries at the same time. So when the mower runs low on charge, you can charge them both together and be back mowing very quickly. So charger there, and we've also got the instructions there. So to charge them, very, very simple. You just put those out of the way. This is the battery. On the back of the battery there is a battery indicator light there. If I just turn that over, the batteries all come partly charged. We can see that one is 3/4 charged, but before you start to use the mower, it's a good idea to make sure everything is fully charged up. And to charge them, it's very simple. They just slide into the charger. They will only fit one way, and we need to click them into place. You'll notice that we've got a green flashing light, and when the battery is fully charged, that will go a solid green and the red light will go out, and at that point we know we can take the battery out and fit it into the mower. When it's fully charged, to take it off, we just release it with the red lever there, just slide that, and that releases the battery, and we can then put it into the mower. To put them into the mower, very simple here. We just lift this flap at the back, and we can see there's space there for both our batteries down there. They will only fit one way, so it's simply just lining them up, sliding them into position and locking them until they click. Once they click, they are engaged. We put the other one in there. The 240 volts of course gives us our 80 volts of power, so they're now ready to use. And as a safety feature, there is a key here, goes into the keyhole like that, and we can only use the mower and start it when that is on the on position, which is just there. It's a great safety feature if for whatever reason you need to isolate the mower and you don't want to take the batteries out. You can just switch that to off, take it out, and nobody can accidentally start the mower, but we need that in to get it mowing. So that's it. We'll lift it down on the grass and I'll show you how to start it. The height of cut lever is just here, and when you unpack this, you'll find it's on the lowest setting. It goes from 1 to 7, and that's just done so that it fits into the box. So before we start the mower, good practice is to always raise the height of cut so the deck is clear of the grass. It just prevents that labouring and damaging the grass and ripping it out when you start it off. So that's a good thing to do straight away. This particular mower, it's got a 20-inch cut, 51 centimetres. It's got a 3-in-1 cutting system, which means there's 3 ways you can mow the lawn. Traditionally, we would mow with just the box on the back. And we've got here the grass box. Now, before we fit the grass box, we've put it together, but you'll notice there are these plastic tabs on the end there. They're again put there in transit, so what we need to do is just twist those off. If you don't take those off, you won't be able to fit it, so we need to get rid of those, put those just over there, and all we do to fit this is we lift the back flap of the mower. This is where the grass comes out of the mower, and then you'll see we've got the 2 metal springs there. It simply hooks on, and that's why we have to take off those little black plastic tabs. Put that down to seal it. The grass will blow into there. This has got an indicator on there that flaps as the air blows through. When that stops flapping, it tells us that the grass box is full and we can empty it. If we don't want to collect the grass, method 2 is to use a mulch plug. Now, the mulch plug comes fitted to it. I've taken it out to fit the grass box. It's this plastic plug here that slots into the back. So it's very simple. It just slots into the back, locks into position, and what that does, it stops the grass blowing out. Instead, it holds it underneath the mower in the deck, chops it very finely, blows it down into the cover of the grass, recycles the nutrients in the grass, helps to keep the lawn nice and green and lush, and it means you don't have bags and bags of grass clippings to get rid of. So mulch mowing is a very good way if you want to go for that one. And the third method, I'm going to actually leave that in, is to use the side discharge. Now, this is a good method if your grass gets a little bit long, if you've got an orchard area or it's just got out of hand. Instead of it throwing out the back, it throws it out the side of the mower in rows. And we fit that here. We just lift this flap like this, and then this chute just very simply slots into position there, and then that holds it in place. It's spring loaded, so the grass is then blown out at the side. But you do need the mulch plug to be in position to use the side discharge, otherwise it tries to blow the grass out the rear of the mower. So I'm going to mow with the grass box on, so I'm actually going to take off the side discharge. I'm going to take out the mulch plug and then just fit the bag. So it literally only takes seconds to change from one method to the other. So let's have a look at the handlebars. One thing I didn't do was to fit the cable clips on here. We don't want the cables flapping around, so it comes with these 2 cable clips. So we just clip these very simply over the handlebars, one either side, just to make sure that everything is held neatly in place like that. So it's very simple to put those on there. I mentioned earlier that we can adjust the height of the handlebar. This top piece will twist around if we want it to, so we just release that off. If you want it to be a little bit lower for comfort, just get it to where you need it and then lock it back into position. Again, making sure that there are no cables in the way and we don't trap them. So that's it, we're ready to go. We have got on the handlebar here a battery indicator. It tells us the charge in both of the batteries. We just push that and it will tell us what charge we've got in there. But to start it is very simple. It's a case of pushing down this red button here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. Any one of those 4 buttons can be pushed in. It depends how you want to hold the handlebars, but you've got to have that red button pushed in first. So it's a case of push it in, start the motor, and then to self-propel we've got this black lever at the back we push forward. So let's have a go. So there you have it, that's the Cobra MX51S80V. Really easy to put together, easy to operate, and of course to stop it we just release the levers like that. When you have finished mowing, it's always good practice to take out both batteries and charge them up so that they are then ready for when you want to mow again. And when you are storing them, always keep your batteries above 5 degrees C to prolong their life. So that's it, a fantastic mower, enjoy using it in your garden.
Remember to register your Cobra online at www.cobragarden.co.uk. Always have your Cobra serviced regularly. Check the website for your nearest dealer.